Hey, we're live, Steve.
Hey, welcome everybody.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Biz Buzz of the
Biz
Day.
Buzz of the Day.
Woohoo! This is our first live broadcast, and we want to welcome everyone that's coming or watching the replay. And we're really excited to be here.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, hopefully people will pop on. And if you're whether you're watching the replay or live right now, by all means, if you have any questions about anything, so we both earn online. We have our digital businesses that we work from our phones and our laptops, and we want to really educate people on what it is that we do, because we get that question a lot. So we're going to come on. It's 2 times a month, right, Steve?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So our next broadcast is 2 weeks from today. It'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern, and we'll have another business owner from another province because our business is global. So we have business owners from all over the world in every country you can think of. So we want to give you a little insight on another person and what their journey is like,
sure.
and how this business has changed their life as well. So first off, we'll introduce ourselves. Steve, do you want to go first? Maybe where you're from and
Sure.
maybe a little bit about yourself, what you like to do.
Thanks, Jay. Welcome to Biz Buzz of the Day. My name's Steve. I live in Waterloo, Ontario. I'm 62 years old. I'm a millwright by trade for 23 years. I'm a divorcee. I have 3 beautiful kids. I live with a partner, Allison. We have 4 crazy cats, and it's I love the great outdoors, fishing, camping, walking through the bush, anything on the water. I love cottage life, and I love life. So anyways, welcome to the
awesome.
show. How about you, Jay?
Just one question. What's your cat's names?
Oh boy. Kit and Caboodle, they're the 2 males,
Yeah,
and then Tor and Tess, the 2
and
females.
Oh, yeah. And they're so sweet. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So again, my name's Jay Way, and I live here in Ontario, but just north of Toronto in cottage country, and not too far from Steve. And I have a fur baby, Charlie, and husband, Tim. I always say the dog first. I probably shouldn't do that. Well, we've lived here for a long time, and I'm the same way. I love the water. It's like my I don't know, my life, and I need to see it every day. I love sunsets, walks, anything outdoors, and I'm pretty lucky to live where I am because I can literally step out my door and do those things. So I'm really, really thankful for that. What else? I have been an educator for a very long time, 30 years. And recently resigned last year because of this business. So we're hoping, our goal is for this broadcast is to just have fun and share our journeys as we go, and maybe have a little bit of topics along the way, and really just kind of talk about things that maybe stood out to us when we first came into the business, that kind of maybe got us questioning or asked questions about, because this business is very transparent. We both have business pages on Facebook. We're exactly who we are right here if you were to meet us on the street. And that's what, well, I don't know about you, Steve, but that's what I really loved about the business, is that we can be ourselves, and people can see that we're real, because there is a lot of scammy things out there. And that was a big thing for me when I first started looking, especially working online. Are you the same? Like, I'm not from that generation, so I really had to do my research, because what's out there that's not that, and how do I decipher? And so it was a little bit of a challenge, but I'm glad I'm here, and I stepped over my fear. Would you say about the same thing for you?
I mean, the digital world, like it's the online world to me. Like, okay, when I went through school way back there, I didn't take typing class and stuff like that. And then, as you get older, social media gets, it's out there everywhere, like from online banking to online dating, which I went through when I first got divorced. Right. And, and I dabbled a bit in, social media platforms and stuff like that. But, you got to get with the times. And, you don't, like we talked about before, you don't have to be tech savvy and all that stuff. You just engage yourself, and it's a learning process. And
Yeah.
it's, and there is a lot of stuff out there that is scams and you can't
Yeah.
trust, right? So you have to
Yeah.
do your due diligence and do your homework. But
Yeah. I think
yeah.
a lot of questions are automatically people think scam, MLM,
Mhm.
pyramid, those words always come up. So I really want to talk a little bit just shortly about that. So, this business is not that. It's definitely not a scam. It's a registered business. It's been around for years. And we're affiliated with a company that has been around for 50 years. So it's definitely on the up and up. And I don't know about you, Steve, but I didn't really want to be a part. Well, I didn't want to be a part of something that was not on the up and up. And, a lot of people mention the word MLMs. And I get that because there's a lot of it out there. And that's kind of, I used to do MLMs. Way back when, was it Amway? And then I've done, like a home sale, like Tupperware and things like that. Like it's not, you're basically with one company and you have their product, or Avon, those products, and that's what you sell, and you're selling, right? And you're recruiting people because, can you do a house party? Can you do a house party? And you're trying to always basically bug people to buy your products, right? And the difference with ours, we don't have to recruit anybody, right? We don't have to, we basically leverage social media and we, right from our home, which is nice. It's part of the attraction marketing part of it. And, you're basically attracting people that you want on your team, basically. So it's global. So you can advertise anywhere in the world. We have different social media platforms. And I like it because it's kind of neat. We're already on social media. You might as well leverage it, right? We don't have any inventory. We don't have to do any shipping. We don't have overhead. We don't have sales quotas, and we're not recruiting and anything like that. So people basically come to you. And a lot of those MLMs too, they have kind of like smaller commissions. So it's like if you sell this $5 product, this $10 product, that type of thing. Where in this business, we're affiliated with a company that it pays really high commission.
What
And
also, sorry, what also,
so
gee, I just like to add that
business owners in this business say it's changed. Did I lose you?
Yeah, it's kind of getting a little funky.
Sorry, my internet thing. Yeah, it's raining here.
That's
so
okay. I just wanted to ask say something that what really sold me too is when you have to register under the CRA, right, for your T4A slip, and that's when I started thinking. I thought, you know what, it is fully transparent. It's transparent. This is for real. It's not a scam. So
that's
that
right.
was a big one
registered.
for me.
That's right. I get a T4A, you get a T4A, and that's really neat. So you're registered with the government. So, I wouldn't know what else to say to people. You just have to, I guess, trust, I guess. When I saw that too, Steve, it was the same thing for me. It's like, oh, okay. That just kind of calmed my thinking. And then another big word that's thrown out is pyramids, right? Pyramids are illegal, especially in North America and a lot of countries. And this is definitely not that. And with pyramids, you have that one guy at the top, and no one makes more than the one guy at the top. So in this business, we do have different lanes. So when you start in your lane, you're at the top of your lane, and then you keep building, right? So, you move from lane to lane to lane, and the sky's the limit. Like I know my mentors are above their mentors. So it's the sky's the limit, really. Whatever time you put into your business, you get out. And this business is set up so that we're all independent business owners, but we're all using this proven business system. And when I say proven, it's a proven system. It works for thousands of people. And like I said before, it changes lives because it's replacing people's incomes. What are some of the people that you've noticed in our community? What kind of backgrounds have you noticed?
Oh, First of all, I'd like to say that, with our group, it's just like a second family to me,
It
right?
is.
We
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
so much love and support, and we Zoom and have some laughs, and we talk about the business, and everyone personally. Like, there's everyone from doctors and lawyers and bankers, and people working at Canadian Tire, and
Yep.
millwrights and electricians and school teachers. There's so many of us, different professions, doing this job, or this business. It's wonderful.
It is it's awesome. That's one thing I never was thinking about. I was just thinking, okay, I mean, let's face it, we're coming in here. I want to make that extra money a month. That's what my focus was when I started, because we all have our pain points, which we'll go into. But knowing that there was a family there and people that were supporting, that is huge, because that's kind of rare these days to have that much support around you. And it's really just been a blessing because of that.
It is a
Because
blessing.
it's really cool. You're definitely not alone, and you get
No.
mentorship and you get coaching, right?
Yeah.
When you come to this business. So even though like, what are the things, Steve, that you were wondering, okay, do I need to be a certain thing to start this business? Because like you said, you've been a millwright for a long time. You're 62. So what were some of the maybe things that were maybe stopping you thinking if you could do this business or not? What were some of the things for you?
Well, I mean, what I didn't quite know. Like I said, I'm not tech savvy.
Yep.
So that was a big thing there. Like, just learning the computer and the social media platforms on your phone and stuff like that.
Yep.
I guess a lot of things that really got me interested in this is, like we talked about, is like, you don't have to be like, you get high commissions and the coaching and mentoring and the no selling and all that kind of stuff. And that really brought me into this business, because, everyone needs help, right?
Yeah.
And you're my coach, right? So I can call you 24/7. And you're always there. Well, not 24/7, but I don't wake up in the middle of the night, right? But I excuse me, I'll send you messages when I need some advice, or we just want to talk about daily life and stuff like that. But I'm not sure if I really answered your question there.
No,
But
and tech savvy is a lot of people's worry, because I mean, I know people have come into this business. I mean, even the people that I coach, they had to have their son help them turn on the computer, and now they're just, because I think if you have an open mind, a coachable mind, you can do this business. If you can learn something new, you can learn this business. It's not a real hard business. Yes, there's things, that might not be the norm to you, but the training is always there. So when I first came in and all the training was unlocked, I was like, wow. I mean, it's a lot there, but it's always there. It's not something you have to memorize. It's just there, kind of like I guess if you go into a normal job, you would have your duties or your
written procedures.
Your written procedures, and it's all there all the time, and it's in little video form. So, and they actually have updated to a lot of different languages, which is great. And I mean, mainly English, but there is other ways of getting, if someone spoke another language, because this is a global business. And, it's really step by step, and it's just like a plug and play type form, right? So if you can watch a little video and then do the step, you can do this business. And if you do get stumped, or if something doesn't quite resonate with you, you have, mentors and coaches and a team to help you every step of the way. So that was a big thing for me, because my husband doesn't really do the business with me. And I not that I wasn't really tech savvy, but I knew I wanted to learn. It's just having that person there was a nice comfort, knowing that I wasn't alone. So that was huge. So one of the big things that we were going to talk about today, what does time freedom mean to you? And if anybody's watching, maybe put in the comment section, what would time freedom look like to you? I wrote down a few things what this business has done. And it's pretty cool. It's something I never thought I would be experiencing at 51, or 52. I guess I'm 52 now. What about you, Steve? What is time freedom? Having time freedom, what does it mean to you? And I mean, before you go into that, yes, we come into the business. Money does that, right? So money changes things. It gives us choices because of the high commission. So it does change things. But I think really most people, they want that time freedom. So what does that mean to you?
You know, I thought about this long and hard, and time to me is just doing the things that you want to do on your schedule, not a boss telling you you can do this or you can take this day off, or you know, if you want to go walking in the park and go visit your friends or your family or go out for a nice dinner, you don't have to worry about your work schedule, right?
Yep.
Just doing the little things that you always want to do, but you know, life always gets in the way, right?
It does, because you know we're working. Some people work 8 hours, 10 hours, 12-hour shifts, and then you're coming home, getting a bite to eat, going to sleep, and doing the same thing over and over. And
Well,
you know, yeah. Go
sorry,
ahead.
I was also going to say, like, you know, being a millwright, I work in a factory. It's a grind, right?
Yeah.
You know, being maintenance, every time there's a long weekend, you know what? We have to be there because the machines are down. We have to repair stuff.
Right.
Christmas time, I get very jealous, you know, when people go, oh, you know what? I get 2 weeks off. I get 2 days off, right? Because we have to be in there to fix the broken machines, right?
Right.
So this is what I'm trying to say. It's going to start freeing up my time so I can enjoy more time with my like family and friends, and, you know, sit back and watch an extra movie or go on another vacation, or do whatever you want to do. Sit around the pool all day, right? And just enjoy the sun rays.
I just had lunch with my dad yesterday. He called up. He says, "Hey, honey, do you want to go for lunch?" I'm like, "Yep." You know, I can do that now. I'd be working before. So, and with me in the teacher world, I mean, I'm not complaining. We had summers off and things like that. But, you know, I love getting out of the snow. So to be able to travel, I was told you could only go on March break in certain times. But they were always double the money, right, to go. But like you said, just to be able to go. So this year was our first time I could actually travel in like April, May, February. I kept saying to Tim, like, it's February. He goes, yeah, it's February. I said, I haven't been able to travel in February in like how long? Like 25 years or whatever, right? Hey, it's April. Yeah, I know it's April. We're away, you know. So just those little things. Even just having that time with my father or my mom, you know, I can just go visit her anytime. Just, you know, my sister had her 50th the other day. Yep, we'll be there, you know. So it's just little things like that, you know, maybe people too that have children that are missing out, right? So, you know, I'm sure you missed out on a lot of things with your children, and, you know, you're there supporting them, but you have to go to work, right? So I know that's a struggle for a lot of people. And I had when I was teaching kindergarten, I had a lot of conversations over the years with parents, you know, they're go, they're in sports, they're in this, and there's never any time to just sit down at dinner, and they're either missing out. One's got to work, you know, one's missing out. One has to take the one child there. And it's a big struggle for a lot of families, because I mean, I worked in that field, I know. Right. So, and in my mind, I'm like, oh, if they could just do this business, because it frees up that time, you know, being able to just do the things that you love, even if it's just waking up and you have a beautiful backyard, just to go and sit out there because you want to, right? Like we have a front porch I just love. And it's like, if I just want to go out there and work on my business, I can. And I don't have to, it's not having to get the permission, right? Permission to do things, because a lot of people, you know, will lose their jobs if they just take off or whatever. So, you know, we need people that are working, we need to work. It's just having that time freedom really changes things, you know, to be able to not wake up to an alarm clock, right? And I always make a joke, but, you know, every day you make your own lunch. and it kind of gets boring making the same thing. I had the same lunch for I don't know how many years. I mean, I loved it, but it was chicken, pieces of chicken, crackers, my favorite crackers, some cheese sometimes, yogurt, some fruit, and some veggies. It was the same thing every day. But the day that I could just not even make that, I was like, I can make eggs. I know it's silly, but everybody has their own little thing that, means something to them to change up and to be able to just do what you want when you want. So, yeah.
I remember, Jay, that I was working 24/7. I think it was like 5 weeks without a day off.
Yeah.
Right. And I worked shift work. And I remember getting up in the morning, the alarm clock went off, the alarm clock didn't go off. And I think the cats were on top of me or something. And I woke up, I went, oh my God, I'm late. Like it's light out. I can hear the birds chirping. I jumped up, I went to the washroom, and I'm like panicking, like, oh, because I hate being late for work. And I go, oh, I have a day off today.
Oh.
And it was just it's such a weird feeling for that. And then right there and then I thought, something's wrong.
Oh,
something's really wrong, like I have to change it up. And that's when I started looking into a different business, a different income stream to get away from that. Right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I just wanted to say, like, I know, there's a lot of skilled tradesmen out there I work in a factory. There's a lot of us that go through that, and it's the norm.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part about it, right?
It is.
Really sad.
It's like you look at your life. That was me sitting down. I mean, Tim had his situation with his back. We thought he was going to be paralyzed, and he had successful back surgery, but it kind of jump starts you out of the norm, right? Going to work, back, and then I went, wait a second. Okay. I want more, I want to be able to not have that feeling of I can't pay my own bills, or we'd lose the house because he can't work, because things can happen in an instant, as we know.
Oh boy, they can.
Oh man. And so why not be prepared? And that was my drive. It was like, I want to create, I always say hashtag create your best life, because you have the power to do that. We have this amazing business system that, can change your life, right? The time you put into it, you will get back. And, all the tools and training are given to you, but it's really back up to us, right? What are your pain points that really drive you to want something more? I know for me, it was just not having that feeling again, like helplessness, right? That I could pay the bills if I have to, and when I got thinking about it, I'm thinking, okay, what can I do? Like I've always either worked with chefs or I've always cooked. Those are my two things. Those are my go-tos. Mm-hmm. But to go back at my age, to go back into the restaurant, it's always nights, weekends, standing, it's a grind too. I mean, I worked long hours in that, and I didn't want that again. I wanted to free up time. I'm like, what can I do? I don't want to do house parties. I don't want to sell. That's another thing we don't have to do in this business, which is huge. And so I kept looking, and like you said, everything was going online. I noticed, big box stores closing down. My friends that always worked in a building were actually, I go, you guys are working from home now? Everything is going to online. I mean, I teach at the college one course, and it's a hybrid course. I have 3 hours in class, and then the other 3 hours they do online. So there's a lot of that now. So people are turning to online, especially through COVID and that whole 2 years of, I don't know, I call it the black hole. But, just to look at your life and really sit down. Are you missing out? Are you doing the things that you want to? Maybe you haven't even traveled before and you just want to travel for the first time. I mean, time goes by so quick. One of our business owners, her brother, he's 85, I think, Bob, and he come here. We were having a bonfire, and we're sitting down around the fire, and he says, you know what? He says, he's had 4 bouts with cancer, and he's a neat soul. Like he just talks about life, and he just goes for it. Right? Like he just finished the chemo, and he was driving from Florida up here. He says, I got to live my life. I don't want, I'm given another day. And it just kind of like, I'm getting choked up thinking about it, because the way he talked, it was like,
Mhm.
live your life. And he says, Jay, he looked right at me and he said, this life isn't a dress rehearsal.
No, it's not. You got
Just
one
like,
shot, right?
and I know he's
Yeah.
still going through cancer and that, but it's like, that just like, you're right, Bob. It's not. And, I know sometimes we have fear, and, our thoughts tell us, oh, I don't think I could do this business. I can, at my age, I thought, okay, online, really? What? I don't know if I can do it, but you can. Anybody can. From 18 to 80, we have people coming in here, grandmas that are killing it because, they just learn, and they're open to learning because they need to change their life. And, so everyone's going to have what they need for their life, right?
Yep.
Travel more, be with their family, not missing out, stop working like, 13-hour days, 7 days straight. All those things, people have their pain points. And, I'm just thankful for the business because, it is a business. You do have to be plugged into every day. You have to build it. You have to work it. But it does pay high commission, and it starts to change lives, right? So, I came in with like a 3 to 5 year plan. I thought, okay, do I work another 15 years teaching? Or if I could change my life in 3 and 5 years and have more time freedom, isn't it worth it? You probably look back too, Steve, like when I say 30 years I've been teaching, oh my, where did that go? And what's 30
Really
years?
quick,
It's,
right?
and what's 3 years? What's 2 years? What's 4
Nothing.
years? If you put
It's
some
nothing.
time and set yourself up, right? I have business owners coming in their 20s. My goodness, if they work their business, they could be retired in their 30s. Like it gives people that option, right? And you can do it alongside what you have now. And, until you can make choices and replace, right? So, I was able to do that. So
I just wanted to add something.
yeah,
You and I talked the other day about time and health, right? So I was saying to you, I said, you know what, we're raised by our mom and dad and we're growing up, we're always taught through the system
yep,
that we're to go to school, get an education,
yep,
fall in love,
yep,
get married, raise kids, work till you're 65.
yep,
Now it's older, right?
yep,
And then you retire, and
yeah,
then you live on this rainbow, so to speak. But in reality, when you work 40, 45 years to accomplish what your goals are,
yep,
your body breaks down. And I know that for a fact because I just had my hip replaced a year ago. I had an accident when I was 27, and then they put me all back together, and they said, one day you're going to need a replacement. Well, that day came. So I suffered for about a year,
yeah,
like a lot of people out there, right?
yep,
COVID hit, couldn't get my operation and all that stuff. But, I started wondering, like, oh my God, like, okay, you've worked your whole life and you're ready to sit down and maybe enjoy it. But if your health isn't there,
yeah,
how do you go on trips? How do you enjoy yourself, right? So my thing is, you get involved. This business can, you can retire early. There are people retiring at 30 years old, 40
yeah,
years old, 50
yeah.
years old, right? Your health,
Well,
you still have your health. You can still travel, enjoy yourself with family and friends.
and that's
That's what it's
key.
all
And it can
about.
be anytime. You could be in your 20s, 30s,
Yes, for
40s.
sure.
You don't have to
Right?
wait to 65. And that was my big push, I don't want to work till 65. I don't want to, but what am I going to do? And when I found this business, it's changed everything, because you don't have to do the norm, what everybody else does. And like you said, health
Right.
is huge. I remember my neighbor, they built their dream home. They had come up here in their cottage for years and years. Finally, they're approaching 65. They built their dream home. Couldn't wait to, I mean, they had good jobs. They were building their dream home. They had these trips booked because now they're going to retire, right? He gets diagnosed with cancer and dies like a few months. He saw the house built. He was
Yeah.
laying in his house. I remember walking over there, and he got to see the house complete, but then he was gone. And, I remember going to get the mail one day, and she said, Jay, come here for a second. She says, are you, and this was in my early 20s when he had died. And we had just moved here, and we were starting out, and she said, "Are you going away this winter?" And I said, "Oh, I'd love to. Like, I would love to." I said, "But we can't afford it, And she says, "Oh, you know what?" She says, "We could afford it, but we never had the time. And we just worked and worked, and we thought we would just do it when we were 65. And now he's gone." Right. And she says, "I don't care if you have to beg, borrow, or steal." That's what she said. Go live your life. And I thought, oh, and then we did. We went to a place in Florida, a lady here owned, and she had a little guest house for us, and it just kind of opened things. Yeah, why aren't we? A lot of people work hard, but time gets going. You feel like you don't have either the financial means or the time to do it, but you kind of have to do it. But having this business replace, jobs and things like that, it gives you that more time to do things and really enjoy life while you have your health. And that's huge, right? So
for sure.
We're at the 30-minute mark. Hi, Dharmesh. How are you? So just quickly, if you guys want to know more on how you can be your own boss and your CEO of your own business using this proven business system, basically what we say to you is how we both got started is to watch our 90-minute no cost information session. It's a real good introductory to what this business is. And then watch that in the comfort of your home. So you can catch the latest replay. You can go on Steve's here. I'm going to just take this off so I can see our, there we go. So yeah, www.stevecapco.net. Or you can watch it through my link at www.jwaylive.ca. Register with your name and email, and watch it. And it's either going to be for you or it's not, and then you can move to the next step. So there is a small fee, and even that's a 30-day money back. So you'll get more pre-coaching videos on the commission structure, more in depth about products and things like that. Remember, we do no selling, and take it all in. If it's for you, it's for you. At any time you can refund. But if you want to move forward and say, yep, this is for me, like Steve and I did and thousands of others, then, you move forward. So any other thing you want to add, Steve?
No, I think that's about it, Jay. I hear we have a guest speaker coming up next week. That's kind of exciting.
Brad coming in. So he's from Saskatoon. I can never say
Saskatoon?
Saskatoon, that's it. I always say Saskatoon. So he's going to come on, and and moving forward, we'll let you know what each week's going to be about. We're just going to have fun, and that's about it, I guess.
Yeah, you know what, Jay? This is I'm really excited, and we're going to do some other stuff too. Other than we're going to obviously talk about the business, but we're going to have fun in other ways. And we might not be just sitting here. We might be up doing stuff while we're talking, and we want it to be lively and engaging. So if you are watching the replay, please join us. So the next one would be September. What is it? I don't have it written down. Do you have it written down at all? I think it's the 20. Here, let me just check. I think you have it there.
Let's see here. Okay, look at my calendar.
2 weeks from today at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, so that would be the 26th. Yeah, so September 26th, it'll be 8 p.m. Eastern. Because this is a global business, we're going to do one in the morning, one at night, because I know some of my friends followers are, just waking up. Going to bed right now.
Going to bed.
And so that'll be that. And then, moving forward will be every 2 weeks after that. And looking forward to it.
Really excited.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Dharmesh. Thanks to everybody watching the replay.
Thank you.
I hope you guys have an awesome day. And if you want to know more, that's how you do it. Watch the webinar, see if it's a good fit, and let's chat.
Great.
Okay. See you later.
Thanks, everyone.
See ya.
Yep. Bye-bye.